Stop the hobo, 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 how? Nab him, jab him, tab him, grab him, stop that hobo now! Stop the hobo, 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 how? Nab him, jab him, tab him, grab him, stop that hobo now! Wagwan fam, I'm King Ross, you're a dirty mark, and it's that bastard time of the week once again, right? Take a look at all the WTF moments from WWE Raw, at WWE Raw, where there was a superstar shakeup, where we saw practically the entire WWE SmackDown Live roster up sticks and off to Raw. There's no wonder they all did that. I bet they were all gagging to get away from SmackDown so they could get far away from that piece of shit JBL as possible, so John couldn't bully them any longer. What a piece of shit JBL is. Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. Here we go. So the superstar shakeup is a huge night in the WWE calendar. You want to kick things off with a bang. Who's the first superstar to get drafted to the other side? Oh, it's Apollo Crews. What a way to kick things off, and what a WTF moment of a choice to be the first superstar shook up and shook over to the other side in Apollo Crews, a man that has been lost in no man's land for bare time now, fam, on WWE SmackDown Live, and a man, quite frankly, that nobody gives a shit about. A talented wrestler, yes, a man capable of evoking emotions from you, Marks. Nada. What WWE should have done was got Big Apollo, hide him in a massive fucking box, shipped him back to OVW and taught him not to smile every pissing second of the pissing day. Just imagine, Apollo, your dog's died. Big E grinding on a blow-up door live on WWE Monday Night Raw certainly gives new meaning to Monday Night Raw, doesn't it? It was a bit more like it was Monday Night Raw. Gee. Yay! Although it is symptomatic of how WWE have booked Monday Night Raw in recent times that they would have Kofi Kingston depicted as a blow-up doll, because quite frankly they've f***ed us for very long now, haven't they? They've f***ed us good, and that is what you do to blow-up dolls. Allegedly. I've never had a gun. Plastic doesn't flick my switches nor turn me on, for the record. A WTF with the W meaning why this time, why the f*** would WWE Raw want Curt Hawkins? Whoever was doing these negotiations, which allegedly took place all week bastard long, were making Kurt Angle look like a right mug, because why the f*** would you want Curt Hawkins and all the shitness that he brings? He has to have the worst gimmick we've seen in bedtime, fam, and he offers nothing, or very little, in the ring. Why would you want him? Just a waste of f***ing oxygen, isn't he? Oh, am I being a bit mean? F*** right off, I'm just telling the truth. You know he's shit and I know he's shit. Grim knows he's shit, and Kurt, most importantly, knows he's shit. Next, we move on to Nia Jax, who had a case of the botches. Botchy botch botch by f*** my bum and call me Betty Do I Like Botch. Anchorman. She attempted to do a shoulder breaker, which, as we all know, you crouch down and bang the shoulder off the knee. But what she managed to do was twat Charlotte's head off her knee before getting Charlotte back up and then dumping her on a fucking heat straight onto the mat. She might as well have got a gun and shot her, because it was clear that her intentions were to end her career there and then. The WTF moment and all of this is not the botch itself, because, you know, Nia's been known to do such things before. It's the fact that Charlotte was able to carry on the match after being dropped on her head twice in a matter of seconds. That woman's neck is made out of something a lot stronger than her daddy's Space Mountain, because as we all know, the amount of women he has hoofed down the years tells us that his Space Mountain is really hard. Oh, so hard. Don't you marks think that I missed Elias Sampson walking through the crowd during the Charlotte versus Nia Jax match, because I didn't. I'm too good to miss those sort of things. While it's a huge WTF moment that he's on a main roster show, considering he's been booked like the drizzling shit in NXT and has done absolutely diddly squat in the developmental brand. Him drifting through the crowd like that aimlessly, just wandering all over the fucking place like the big old hobo that he is absolutely perfect. It's different. It's a great way to debut him. But he shouldn't be there because he's the drizzling shit. Oh, you're being mean again. Damn, King Ross back at it again with the questions about the questionable drafts. This time, why the f*** would Kurt Angle want Kalisto, that botchy, charisma-less vacuum of charisma-less shit? There's absolutely no upside to Kalisto. Why would Kurt Angle want him? Answers on a postcard, please. Send them direct to Kurt Angle. He lives on 15 Pittsburgh Road, Pittsburgh. It's clear that he needs all the answers in the bastard world because he's filling his roster with duds. Hawkins, Kalisto, Cruz. Why would you want either three of them? That's not my sexual wank pheasant from another mother, Roman Reigns, on that stretcher, because as you can see here, he has tattoos that cover his big, sweaty right arm all the way over his shoulder socket thing. But as you can see here, you can see the thing on the stretcher has a clear right arm with no tattoos on whatsoever. Somehow those tattoos, somehow those tattoos have disappeared in a matter of seconds, and I'll tell you how, because they've got another blow-up doll on that bloody stretcher. Plus, as we can see from the bloody girth of that arm there, it has decreased somewhat from the girth of Roman's actual big sexual wank pheasanty wing. Which means that we can deduce from this situation that Roman Reigns is cut from the same cloth as Big E's blow-up doll. Want to see what Roman Reigns would look like as a blow-up doll? Here you go. Oh. Then we can see that the stretcher has landed. But then when we come back from the cameraman following Braun Strowman down the corridor, we can see that the same stretcher has somehow up sticks, rotated, and moved back. So not only is Roman Reigns a blow-up doll who is not fully inflated while he's on this stretcher, he can also teleport a matter of inches in a matter of seconds. Isn't he swell? Either that or referee John Cone, who arrived on the scene there, is an irresponsibly strong bastard who gives zero f***s and shunted Roman Reigns because he gives zero f***s. It's almost like John Cone was saying, "Bah, there you go, Roman, that's from the internet." Google, how much does an ambulance weigh? Enter. How much does an ambulance weigh? 10,000 and 14,000 pounds. What weighs 10,000 pounds? The measure of things. 1/5 times as heavy as a hippopotamus. 7/10 as heavy as a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Elephants. Giraffe. What weighs 10,000 pounds? Did Braun lift that ambulance all on his lonesome, as the Scottish would say? Get the get off, WWE bastard! Between 10,000 and 14,000 pounds is just bloody wrong. Nobody can do that. It just wasn't realistic. I know you sat there at home while you're masturbating at your designated blood sock saying, "Oh, King Ross, Undertaker can set lightning out of his fingers and set things on fire." He had mystical powers. That much we know. Kane's the same. Lightning out of his fingers. He had mystical powers. Braun is just a very big hoss. A very big sweaty man. He was very strong, but no way in God's green earth is he strong enough to lift an ambulance like that on his own. And anyway, all this effort Braun went to for not very much reward. As we can see, I don't think you can see it there, as we saw, Roman Reigns was on the side of the ambulance, which eventually got tipped over. When Braun tipped that ambulance over very slowly, all Roman would have done would have rocked onto the side of the ambulance, which would eventually hit the floor, and then when the ambulance flopped over very slowly, Roman would have gone, yeah. He wouldn't have travelled very far. He went from being an uncomfortable man to a man that was slightly more uncomfortable, putting all of Braun's efforts into some sort of shit perspective. He didn't need to do all that because it didn't do much more to Roman, because all he did was flop from one side to the other. Yeah. Next, we move on to Corey Graves, who said that he was intrigued to see how the Hardy Boys will perform in a traditional tag team match when they take on Sheamus and Cesaro at WWE Payback. This is because, as Corey explained, the Hardys had the element of surprise on their side at WWE WrestleMania 33 when they made their shock return as part of that fatal four-way ladder match. This is despite the fact that 24 hours after WrestleMania, the Hardy Boys faced Gallows and Anderson in a traditional tag team match and won the bloody thing fair and square. He already knows how they're going to perform. They're going to do really good. Old Raw logo used for the Payback screenshot ting there. Who the cares? It still says Raw. Marks. One finger, one thumb, one mark, one sign, one nod of the head. Keep moving. I've been King Ross. You've been a dirty mark. Bye.